Welcome to our guide on soil rehabilitation. Today we'll take you through the essential steps to transform your hard, dry soil into a thriving garden bed. Gardening enthusiasts know the frustration of working with hard, dry soil. It resists your shovel, repels water, and stunts plant growth. If you're facing this challenge in your garden, you're not alone. At Soil Doctor's platform, we understand the struggles of dealing with compacted soil and want to share our proven 7-step process for transforming even the most difficult garden soil into a rich, living medium your plants will thrive in. Understanding dry soil. What you're up against. Before diving into solutions, it helps to understand what we're dealing with. Dry soil becomes hard when it lacks proper structure, organic matter, and microbial activity. Compaction occurs when soil particles are pressed tightly together, eliminating the vital pore spaces where air, water, and roots need to move. This compaction creates a cycle. Water runs off instead of penetrating. Plants struggle to establish roots, and the soil becomes increasingly lifeless. The good news? This cycle can be reversed through thoughtful intervention. The process requires patience, but the transformation can be remarkable. The 7-step Soil Doctor method is designed to rejuvenate your garden soil, making it fertile and rich once again. Let's dive into each step to understand how you can transform your soil into a thriving ecosystem. Step 1. Assess your current soil condition. Start by truly understanding what you're working with. Grab a shovel and dig a small hole about 12 inches deep. Notice how difficult it is to penetrate the soil. Examine a handful. Does it crumble easily or form hard clods? Look for signs of life like earthworms or beetle larvae. The absence of soil organisms indicates severely degraded soil. Perform a simple percolation test by filling your hole with water and timing how long it takes to drain. If water sits for hours, you have drainage issues to address. For a more complete picture, consider a soil test to determine pH and nutrient levels. Your local extension office can help with this, or you can purchase DIY testing kits. Remember that soil health isn't just about what's lacking, but also about establishing the right balance. Document your findings as a baseline to measure improvement against. Step 2. Introduce moisture gradually. Counterintuitively, the first physical intervention for hard, dry soil isn't to dig but to moisten. Attempting to work bone-dry soil can further damage its structure. Start with a gentle approach. Water the area thoroughly, but slowly. Use a sprinkler set on low or a soaker hose left in place for several hours. The goal is to allow water to penetrate gradually rather than run off. For severely hydrophobic soil, add a few drops of dish soap to your watering can. This natural surfactant helps water penetrate water-repellent surfaces. After this initial watering, cover the area with moistened cardboard or burlap and let it sit overnight. This prevents evaporation and gives water time to work into the soil structure. You may need to repeat this process several times over a week for extremely dry soil. Step 3. Add organic matter as your foundation. Organic matter is the cornerstone of soil rehabilitation. It improves structure, feeds soil organisms, increases water retention, and slowly releases nutrients. Begin by applying a 2 to 3 inch layer of compost across your garden area. Quality matters here. Use well-decomposed compost that smells earthy rather than ammonia-like or sour. For clay-heavy soils, incorporate additional amendments like leaf mold, aged manure, or coconut coir. Sandy soils benefit from more water-retentive materials like peat moss, though more sustainable alternatives are preferred for environmental reasons. If working with raised beds or container gardens, consider a high-quality organic potting mix, blended with your existing soil at a ratio of about 1:1. This immediately improves soil structure while you work on longer-term improvements. Step 4. Employ strategic mechanical aeration. Once your soil has moisture and a layer of organic matter, it's time to address compaction directly. The method you choose depends on the size of your garden and the severity of compaction. For small garden beds, use a garden fork to create holes throughout the bed, working to a depth of 8 to 12 inches. Rather than turning the soil, simply rock the fork back and forth to create channels for air, water, and roots. For larger areas, a mechanical core aerator available at rental centers removes small plugs of soil, creating pathways for amendment incorporation. If compaction is severe throughout a large area, a rototiller may be necessary, but use it only once to avoid destroying existing soil structure. The goal isn't to pulverize the soil, but to create channels that allow water, air, and amendments to penetrate deeper. Work methodically across your garden, paying special attention to areas where plants have previously struggled. Now let's talk about biological activation and long-term management. This is where the magic really happens. By introducing beneficial organisms and maintaining healthy soil practices, you create a thriving ecosystem. This not only supports plant health but also ensures sustainable growth over the years. Step 5. Introduce biological activators. The living component of soil is often overlooked but absolutely crucial. Beneficial microorganisms and soil fauna break down organic matter, create soil structure, and form symbiotic relationships with plants. Begin by applying a high-quality compost tea or microbial inoculant according to package directions. These products introduce beneficial bacteria and fungi that help jumpstart soil ecology. Worm castings make an excellent amendment, bringing both nutrient value and microbial diversity. For larger areas, consider adding actual earthworms to your garden. Red wigglers and nightcrawlers are particularly effective soil engineers, creating channels and converting organic matter into plant-available nutrients. Place them directly into the soil in the evening, providing some organic matter for them to begin processing. Step 6. Plant strategic cover crops. Plants themselves can be powerful soil rehabilitation tools. Deep-rooted cover crops physically break up compaction while adding organic matter through root exudates and eventual decomposition. For quick results, daikon radish, sometimes called tillage radish, grows an impressive taproot that can penetrate even seriously compacted subsoil. Cereal rye develops an extensive fibrous root system that excels at breaking up moderate compaction in the upper soil layers. Legumes like clover or vetch add the benefit of nitrogen fixation, enhancing soil fertility while improving structure. If you're rehabilitating soil during the growing season, consider using living mulches like white clover between vegetable rows. Allow these plants to grow for at least 4 to 6 weeks before cutting them down. Rather than removing the plant material, leave it in place as a mulch layer or lightly incorporate it into the top few inches of soil. Step 7. Implement long-term management practices. Soil rehabilitation isn't a one-time event but an ongoing process. To maintain and continue improving your soil health, establish these sustainable practices. Practice no-till or minimal-till gardening after your initial rehabilitation. Excessive tilling damages soil structure and disrupts beneficial fungal networks. Keep soil covered at all times with either living plants or organic mulch. This protects soil from erosion, moderates temperature, and slowly adds organic matter. Establish a regular rotation of deep-rooted plants, shallow-rooted plants, and legumes to work different soil layers, and provide diverse root exudates. Apply a fresh layer of compost as a top dressing each spring and fall, allowing soil organisms to incorporate it naturally over time. Use mulch strategically, keeping a 2 to 3 inch layer around plants. Choose materials appropriate for your specific crops. Wood chips work well for perennials and trees, while straw or leaf mulch may be better for annual vegetables. Avoid walking on garden beds to prevent recompaction. Establish permanent pathways and use boards when necessary to distribute weight. Now you can customize these practices to fit your garden's unique needs. By following these steps, you'll create a healthier, more productive soil environment. Remember, the key to successful soil rehabilitation is consistency and observation. Thanks for joining us on this journey to better soil health. Happy gardening! Different soils respond differently to rehabilitation efforts. Clay soils may require more persistent aeration and benefit from additions like green sand or gypsum in specific circumstances. Sandy soils need emphasis on organic matter to build water retention. Consider your climate as well. Gardeners in hot, dry regions may focus more on water-retentive practices and mulching, while those in rainy areas might prioritize drainage improvement. The timing of rehabilitation efforts also matters. Late summer to early fall is often ideal, allowing cover crops to establish before winter, and organic matter to begin decomposition during the cool season. By spring, your soil will be significantly improved and ready for planting. Remember that truly healthy soil is built over years, not weeks. Each season of thoughtful management builds upon previous efforts, creating increasingly resilient and productive garden soil. Are you ready to transform your garden soil from frustrating to fantastic? We'd love to see your soil rehabilitation journey. Share your before and after photos in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the Soil Doctors channel for more in-depth gardening guides. Your thriving garden awaits, one handful of living soil at a time.